In this video, we're going to look at how we can use React Native and the Apryse Mobile SDK to create an app that will run on an Android device. If you're an experienced Android developer and your environment is already configured, then jump ahead to the part when we start to use the Apryse SDK. But if not, hang around and we'll go through the steps of creating the React Native app. While I could use a framework such as Expo to help me, for this video, I'm going to create the React Native app directly without a framework. I'm using Node version 20, NPM version 10.51, and Java 17.0. I'm scaffolding the app by using npx at React Native Community /CLI at latest, init, and then I'm using the project name of Awesome Project, and I'm specifying 0.83 as the version of React Native that I want to use. React Native 0.84 has recently been released, but that requires the use of Node 22, and I want to use Node version 20. Scaffolding involves downloading a template over the internet and installing a number of dependencies, as well as setting up many other files, and it may take a few minutes to complete. Once it has completed, we'll navigate to the new folder and then use npx react native run Android. During this process, a number of terminal windows will appear. And again, it's going to take some minutes to run. I'm using Android Studio, codename Panda, which was released in February 2026. It allows me to connect to either real or virtual Android devices. It's going to take a few minutes to do all of the processing, but when it does, the default app will appear in the emulator. Great! We know our system is now correctly configured and we can run React Native apps. Now let's install the Apryse Mobile SDK. I'm going to install it using npm, but you could use yarn or you could add the files directly from GitHub. So in my case, I'm calling npm install at pdftron/react-native-pdf. Now we need to make some changes to the scaffolded files. You can edit your files in Android Studio, or you can use VS Code as I'm using here. And we need to specify a license key that will be used by the document viewer when we get it running. First, let's go into the Android app build.gradle file and add manifest placeholders equals, in square brackets, pdftron license key colon pdftron underscore license underscore key. Next, let's go into the Android manifest.xml file within Android app source main. I'm creating a metadata tag before the activity tag in the body of the application. And the Android name is pdftron underscore license underscore key. And we're going to give it the value that we're going to specify in a moment. Finally, we need to go to the Android Gradle properties file. We're going to add a new block, which is where we'll specify what the license key value is. You can leave it empty whilst you try out the software, but you'll get a watermark. When you move to production, you'll need to get a commercial license. I've gone back into Android Studio here because then we can see the emulator at the same time as we're working. And this is the App.tsx file that was scaffolded for us by React Native. It's doing all kinds of clever things like allowing for safe areas on the page and creating this default app out of almost no code at all. We're not going to use anything from that file. In fact, I'm going to replace everything with a total of about 20 lines of code. And here is that code. We're importing document view from pdftron/react-native-pdf. Then in our app content, we're returning a document view having specified the path to the document that we want to display. In this case, it's a hard-coded URL, but you could specify that document by any other mechanism that you would normally use within an Android application to specify a file. When we save the file, the new application will be deployed. It will then download the PDF we want and display it in the viewer. And now we can add annotations, we can highlight things, we can do all kinds of great things with that PDF. But don't just take my word for it. Try things out for yourself and see how the Apryse Mobile SDK can help you in your business. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time.